Police Minister Bheki Cele has been leading Operation Shanela in the Johannesburg CBD, along with the provincial SAPS leadership. The raids are targeting illicit goods and hijacked buildings, where eNCA senior reporter Silindelo Masikane has joined the operation and is showing us live visuals now of this cleanup operation that is trying to restore the city of Johannesburg back to its glory as the economic hub. It's really been overcrowded with very little space to maneuver on pavements, let alone the recent Lillian Ngoyi explosion that happened. There is just a lot that needs to be fixed, and especially to restore confidence in many businesses that have abandoned Joburg CBD and took their headquarters to other parts of the province and including the rest of the country. eNCA senior reporter Silindelo Masikane joins us now. Sli, thank you so much and good afternoon to you. Does it look like there's any movement in terms of cleaning up the Johannesburg CBD? Has this Operation Shanela had any impact so far? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Cindy. Yes, we find ourselves in the Johannesburg CBD, where, of course, we are joining law enforcement for Operation Shanela, which we launched by the Gauteng law enforcement authorities, but today they are joined by the police minister as well as the national police commissioner here in the Johannesburg CBD. I do want to bring them in now. You can see that we're actually in one of the buildings here in the CBD. Thank you so much for your time, Minister. There is a lot going on in the country. Of the main issues that we've been seeing transpiring overnight in terms of mass shootings, not only in KwaZulu-Natal but in Gauteng as well. It does seem as though that law enforcement is really struggling to these mass shootings. Just your reaction to what's happened in Umlazi as well as here in Gauteng.
Well, the Provincial Commission will be here. At least we have a horse here to get it from horse's mouth. In KZN, it happened in a place called Q section. That Q section, there were, I think up to this point, 6 people are killed in one house. 2 people died on the spot, 2 died running. But those assailants, those attackers, they went to the other house where 2 more people were killed. So I spoke this morning with the management down there, especially the provincial commissioner, of whom they are chasing the issue. They are trying to get the motive, but they are trying to get the people that here would have committed that crime. It does look like they have the idea. Somebody has given them the idea of speaking to the old man that might have been robbed by those guys before. So it does look like it's a response of the other group to this particular group. I agree with you. These mass shootings are big. These mass shootings are bad. They kill people. They increase the murder rate, but they put fear in the people, in the neighborhood and in that particular area. Hence, we are trying to continue with Operation Shanela, to be able to prevent these things before they happen. We are not going to stop to work, but we hope and we are working towards stopping these things happening.
Minister, has crime intelligence just simply collapsed? Because why are we not able to get to a place where we can prevent these shootings before they happen?
Well, I would not agree with you. As we are standing here, this morning, there have been the operation where the police on the roadblock have found something serious like the bombs in a certain car. But besides that, there is a group that has been disturbed, and those people have been arrested again, who seems to be going for the cash eyes. The firearms are 2 or 3 firearms were found on that, and those 2 people have been found. There is a cash heist again that has been foiled this morning before it happened. 2 things that would put there: intelligence or the activity of the police. So there are quite many criminality. There are many criminality activities that are faulty and prevented before they happen. So it might be that the crime intelligence is not up there where it's supposed to be, but to say it's not working at all, again, would be over-exaggeration.
Let's talk about the operations around Zamazamas that we've seen here in Gauteng. Are we going to see the deployment of the army? Where are we with that? And perhaps speak to me about some of the arrests. It does seem as though that arrests are made, but we go to court and cases just simply collapse. It always comes down to not enough evidence. So how are we going to tackle the issue of Zamazamas here in Gauteng?
Well, the question of people not found guilty, not found with enough evidence, that will ask on the other leg, maybe the prosecution and the justice. But we're not going to stop our operations. Our operations are broader than Zamazama. We know that Zamazamas are taking a main space at the present moment. But this operation Shanela that started on the 8th of May, we have arrested more than 70,000 people. Maybe you'll pardon when Lamula let some go and all that, but in that will be your 3 or your 2 months to 2.5, 70,000 people have been arrested. But specifically, you know that lots of people have been arrested when it comes to Zamazama, especially in Rivali only. But arresting them give the space in other departments to do what they're supposed to do, especially departments like the Department of Minerals, that they're supposed to close those holes that are there. Department of Home Affairs, as we're working, the part of us today who are supposed to deal with those illegal people. For instance, you remember that in Rivali, we arrested 194 people. 170 of those people are illegal immigrants in the Republic of South Africa. So as the police working together with other departments, we'll have to open the space for other departments to advance human settlement, to deal with things like informal settlement, where in Zamimpilo again, 90% of people that stay there as Zamazamas are using those illegal structures and those informal structures to run their operations and all that kind of stuff. So it's important that as department to work all together. Ask the question of the army, the police, if and when they the army, they'll invite the army and proceed. But at the moment, we have seen, you were there at Rivali, we have unleashed there the serious staff, the serious special forces of the police. Up to this point, everybody, including the residents of Rivali, are satisfied that the work that is being done there is okay.
Maybe then, Minister, lastly, talk to me about the issue of the investigations we see into gender-based violence. Just recently this week, we saw someone being found not guilty in terms of the murder and kidnapping and rape of a little girl, Bukhabopo. The family have just been with them this morning, and they're asking themselves whether or not you are being briefed in terms the investigations around that and why those investigations seemingly did not provide enough evidence to find that particular suspect guilty. Do you plan on perhaps visiting the family or going to that community of Wattville that says that they are plagued with this issue of gender-based violence?
You know, I don't want to ill-talk other departments, other elements, other segments of justice. But for me, it will be good. I hope it did happen, but I've not been briefed it did happen. That the prosecution, if and when they don't find the enough evidence, they go back to those people that are investigating and say to them, usually it does happen. I don't know if it happened on this, and say, you go and fix your evidence, you go and fix your investigation here. Rather than let that person and go to the mountaintop and shout off. It doesn't help the victim, it doesn't help the community, it doesn't help even the coordinated way that we are working. Indeed, as you raise the matter, I think both at the level of the cluster, where all the ministers of justice, all the ministers of security sit, it will be good to be brief, because is not for the prosecution to go and shout on them. There is to go to the investigating officer and say, fix the thing until, whereas I'm told that that person has admitted that he has committed the crime. And then they should have worked harder, all as a cluster, all as a chain, rather than releasing that person and shout that the evidence is inadequate. It doesn't help. But have I received the proper report on that? The answer at the present moment is no. But as a cluster, we have called that briefing. The family, if needs be, and I think the family does need to be briefed better, and indeed, some of us will have to go and see the family.
So much, Minister. All right, I just want to bring in some of the top brass of Gauteng Police Commissioner. Before I come to you, sir, I want to just address you, Commissioner.
As eNCA senior reporter Silindelo Masikane, part of the Shanela operation in the Johannesburg CBD, where Minister Bheki Cele and the leadership in Gauteng are taking to the streets, wanting to get rid and uproot issues around criminality and illicit goods, including hijacked vehicles.